So I only recently became the chair of the Professional Practice Board, and indeed that wouldn't have happened had it not been for my participation in the project team that produced these professional practice guidelines. And it was my experience of enjoying the participation, being so impressed by the quality of participation by the members who were on that group and the professional staff who coordinated and pulled the whole thing together, that enabled me to see what was possible actually volunteering to do projects within the society. So I'm really proud of the work that the many participants produced around the table in doing the work of producing the guidelines, and throughout the society, that actually have brought everything to the point where we're able to launch this third edition of the Professional Practice Guidelines. The feedback we've had already has been really encouraging. The help desk tell us they thought what they had before was great. They couldn't have imagined that what we were producing now was going to be so much better and already even more useful to them when inquiries are coming in from the membership and from the public in respect of these guidelines. So what they're here to do is to fulfil the aims and purposes that you see here on the slide in front of you. It really is about delivering a baseline for best practice for all psychologists, no matter what the area of interest, and it's something that exists on the website in a really dynamic format for every single member to access, to answer any questions you might have about your practice, and indeed for your clients or other members of the public and to seek answers to the same questions should they wish. So it deals with how psychologists work under all of the various headlines listed here. Legal and professional obligations being quite important, because actually now that this document exists and indeed has been reviewed and appreciated by the HCPC, this is the document that our professional indemnity insurers will refer to as a measure of what best practice is in the practice of psychology. So it's important that you do actually acquaint yourselves with it and become familiar with what's expected of you in the context of this document. So it looks at how psychologists work. It looks at where psychologists work. Many people are working in different contexts, in different environments, and working for different organisations. So this deals with all of the items listed here. It also looks at who we work with, who the various different stakeholders in the whole picture are, the different kinds of colleagues and other professionals that we may work with, the different kinds of professional relationships that we may have as a consequence of that. The different client groups also that we may work with, the different contexts in which we may be working, have all been addressed in some detail, as you can see. Very important issues of safeguarding and making and maintaining agreements. These are the places where it's really important to think in advance about the kind of engagement you're having with the folk that you're working with, so that each party's expectations are met and you're not inadvertently leaving anything to chance. I urge you to take a look at it. It goes into considerable detail, as you can see, about the issue of informed consent, making sure that you are indeed working against a background of informed consent. And indeed it goes into detail of how to actually operate within the rules and regulations of data protection and managing data confidentially for all of these different contexts, for courts, for issues of dealing with minors, detained people in a variety of different circumstances, as you can see. Very importantly, it goes into making suggestions about how you equip yourself to deal with circumstances when things actually do go wrong. Very wise to have a read at this before you find yourself in that situation, so that you will already begin to know where you might turn to. So I urge you to go online, find the document online. It has been brilliantly produced as a really interactive document. Anywhere where you see a word highlighted, you can mouse over it and get the further background, and you can go several layers into the document to get as much of the detail as you would like. And the best way to find out what's in it is to actually have a go and go over the pages. I would just like to sign off by thanking all of the people who contributed all of their hours, their intelligence, their wisdom and their willingness to enable us to launch this excellent document for you today. Go look at it. Thank you.